Live from the Grenadian capital, this is the GBN television news. GBN, covering you from the Grenadine Island chain to Brooklyn, New York, via the World Wide Web on www.gbn.gd.
The news headlines is brought to you compliments GUT Credit Union.
You have been waiting on it all year. Now it's your chance to make this Christmas better than ever. Get the extra cash you need with a Make This Christmas Better loan from the GUT Credit Union. Get up to $50,000 to celebrate your Christmas and make your holiday dreams come true. Home improvements, new furniture, a vehicle, debt consolidation, or even a vacation. We can help you get there. Yes, you can. Make this Christmas better with the GUT Credit Union. It's where you belong.
Good night and welcome to the GBN television news for Thursday, December 23rd, 2021. In the headlines, 5 charges slapped on driver recorded fleeing the scene of accident. Marketing and National Importing Board Chief Executive Officer denies reports that the statutory body issued bounced checks to farmers. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell says he will support any government that moves to cut ties with the British monarchy and become a republic. Staff and employees at St. George's University mandated to take 3rd COVID-19 shot as the university commits to safe return to campus in January. Coming up and around the globe, hospitals in Jamaica bracing for 4th COVID-19 wave, and death toll from Malaysia's worst floods in years rises to 27. Coming up in sports, England confirms 16-man T20 squad for West Indies tour. The details of these and other stories are straight ahead. Stay with us.
Are you a small business and would like your business to grow? Do you have an event, products or services that people should know about? Be wise. Advertise. Book your spot on GBN Shopping Guide. Be part of Grenada's biggest advertising medium, the Grenada Broadcasting Network. Call our sales department now on 440-2446 or 440-3033 or GBN plus the number sign. Email us at sales@gbn.gd. Special conditions apply.
Thanks for joining us. I am Blossom Alexis-Welsh with the details. The Royal Grenada Police Force has arrested and charged a runaway driver involved in last Friday's accident in Tempe, St. George. Chrislina John brings us an update in this report.
Garth Maloney of Munjaloo St. George was brought into the traffic department by his lawyer on Thursday following days of evading the police. 5 charges were brought against him following an accident along the Tempe Main Road last Friday. Surveillance cameras from a building nearby showed an individual fleeing the scene after the collision. Head of the traffic department of the Royal Grenada Police Force, Superintendent Randy Connaught, provided an update.
Investigations immediately commenced as a result of this incident, and we were in search of one Garth Maloney, a security officer of Munjaloo. Despite our best efforts, we did not make contact with this individual. However, on today's date, he was brought into the traffic department by his attorney. He has since been processed and 5 charges were preferred against him, namely using an uninsured vehicle, failing to stop when signaled to do so by an officer, failing to remain stationary at the scene of an accident, failing to report an accident within 24 hours, and driving without due care and attention.
According to Superintendent Connaught, this is not the accused first traffic infraction.
I would want to also let the media know and the general public that this individual has in the past been charged for driving without a driver's license. So this is his second bout having been charged without having a driver's license while driving a motor vehicle on the public roadway. He has since been placed on bail, and we do hope to bring a further update with respect to the outcome of this case, as this matter is now going magistrate, for deliberation.
Garth was placed on $4,000 bail and is due to appear in court on February 3rd, 2022. Meanwhile, in a separate incident on the River Road Main Road, an ambulance was involved in a major crash. In a video again that went viral on social media, it showed 3 vehicles involved. The head of the traffic department explained.
From that, at 11:34 on yesterday's date, an accident occurred along the River Road public roadway, just on the approach of the cemetery. And this accident involved an ambulance that was headed into the town of St. George, along with 2 other vehicles, one of which was a parked vehicle and another heading towards the Decode direction. There was extensive damage caused to all the 3 vehicles involved. And the good news, however, is that 3 persons who were injured in the accident, one of which who was the ambulance driver, only received minor injury. They were treated and have since been discharged from the hospital.
This accident remains under police investigation. Just before 5 p.m. today, reports reached GBN of another major crash in Balthazar, St. Andrew. Information remains sketchy as to how many persons were involved in the accident, if any were injured, and the full extent of damage to the vehicles. We will bring you details in another newscast. Chrislina John, GBN News.
On to this story. According to the Marketing and National Importing Board, they may be guilty of late payment, but issuing checks when there's no money to clear them is another story. Here's Chrislina John, who spoke with the MNIB Chief Executive Officer to clarify a matter.
The newly installed CEO of the MNIB, Afia Joseph, admits that the Marketing and National Importing Board is facing financial challenges. However, she is refuting claims that farmers were issued bogus checks. The CEO says no checks were returned or brought back to the entity by farmers that have not been honored by the banks.
The Marketing and National Importing Board accepts that we are continuing to go through what we would consider very tumultuous financial times. We refute the statement. We think it is not only defamatory, but very untrue regarding checks being issued to our farmers that have been returned. I contacted the bank immediately when I saw this, in the event that there was an incident that I am unaware of, our management is not aware of, and our bank is not aware of such an incident. Our bankers has confirmed that no checks have been returned to the farmers as a result of insufficient funds, which is the allegation there really, and that they continue to work with the Marketing Board. They understand as well that the farmers' payments are a priority, and this statement is simply untrue. There are, however, challenges that the organization is going through with satisfying suppliers, agro-processors, and farmers' expected timeline for payments. But an issue of return checks from the MNIB as it relates to our farmers is simply untrue.
Joseph further stated that on-time payment were another gray area they are experiencing.
We encourage and we really appreciate the understanding of a lot of the farmers, and our management is endeavoring into 2022 to amend and improve the way that we pay farmers and the times that they receive their money. And we understand that farmers need their funds, and and we have a lot of farmers that continue to work with the Marketing Board, but we want to do so much more. We want to deliver with their expectations, our suppliers and our agro-processors. We encourage anyone who somehow have an issue with a check for whatever reason to contact the Marketing Board. The bank normally contacts us if there is a problem, and the bank is not aware of a problem. So if there is a genuine issue associated to this, please contact the Marketing Board so that we can amend the issue immediately.
A leader of the opposition, Tobias Clement, during the sitting of Parliament, says he was approached on the matter.
It's a pity, though, that I may have to mention this, that a constituency of mine called me, and she's dealing with the Marketing Board. And I had to call to find out what is going on. And it is a difficult thing for a farmer, Mr. Speaker, to get a bounce check from the marketing board at this time. Maybe I would call on the Minister of Finance to maybe do an injection of some cash in there so that we're not embarrassed by this issue. And, they asked me, Mr. Speaker, it happened to me before.
The CEO says they are working on improving the delivery to farmers and other stakeholders they are in business with. Christina John, GBN News.
Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell has strongly thrown his backing toward Grenada becoming a republic, doing away with the colonial system of governance and structure as was recently done by Barbados. The Prime Minister believes should be a major focus of any incoming government. However, Prime Minister Mitchell says certain deciding factors within a referendum remain the major limitation. Here's Gerard Joseph with that story.
Some of the things that we're talking about today, man, when we're still using Her Majesty's this and leader and Her Majesty's this, time to go. But can we do it? Time to get off from that. How can we do it? Because Her Majesty what? Time for us to lose our bondage from the system.
Cutting ties with the British monarchy and becoming a republic is a goal Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell has shown his full support behind. Following in the footsteps of Dominica, Trinidad and Tobago, and most recently Barbados, as English-speaking Caribbean countries that no longer hold Queen Elizabeth as the head of state, Dr. Mitchell believes it is the path to go. However, the Prime Minister cites issues within the referendum as a major stopgap.
But we are left with a constitution that says you must go to a referendum and you must get 66 and 2/3 percentage. Even when we get 15 seats, we don't get 66%. But in Britain, they can go to a referendum and 51% the referendum passes. But we have to keep this system.
While admitting that he does not believe that such a referendum will occur under his stewardship, Dr. Mitchell notes that he will still place his full backing to whoever is in leadership.
I say, this referendum will pass. But somebody like me or others who are patriotic, when we are not in government, we will speak for whoever in office taking that decision. We would not play the cheap political games. We'll say what is right, and I would love one day to see a government, whoever is in office, take that position and hope God give me the strength to come up and say, yes.
Prime Minister Mitchell says ensuring that sovereignty rests with the people must be the focus.
And even the opposition, my own party is not, if it's in opposition and it doesn't support it, I would go against him. I would go against them. Because right is always right. And we should not be thinking of just ourselves. The future of this country means a lot more. What we leave in our generations, what are we leaving them, Mr. Speaker?
I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
Meanwhile, Prime Minister Mitchell will deliver a national address tonight at 8 p.m. There was no indication given regarding the content of his address. The last national address delivered by Prime Minister Mitchell was in September. GBN will carry this national address on its radio, television, and social media platforms. Remember, the Prime Minister addresses the nation tonight at 8 p.m. This is Primetime Edition of News. Coming up, staff and employees at St. George's University mandated to take booster COVID-19 shot. That story next.
Christmas safety tips. Always unplug Christmas tree lights before leaving home or going to sleep. Check your tree lights and outdoor lights for damage each year before you use them. Discard lights with frayed wires, loose connections, and cracked sockets. Do not overload your wall outlets or extension cords. Remind children never to touch lights or outlets. Select lights appropriately. Never use indoor lights outside or vice versa. Happy holidays from Grenlake.
With Republic Bank. Light up your home with renovation. Light up your driveway with a new vehicle. economical. Even better, light up the faces of your loved ones with a loan from Republic Bank. Get up to $50,000 unsecured, reduced interest rates, quick approvals, and win cash prizes with Republic Bank.
The holidays are here. Republic's spreading the cheer. Come on and light up your Christmas with Republic.
Make this Christmas your brightest with Republic Bank. Special terms and conditions apply.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Let's get tough on breed your larceny. It will destroy our economy. Larceny threatens our food security. Can hurt us locally, hurt us globally. To all the buyers, ask for license from all produce sellers. To all people, 300 for police for them thieving fellas. To all families, don't steal produce from your brother. Then you sell it to traffickers, hotels and street vendors. Nah, man. Let's do all we can to stop radio larceny. New vigilance, new laws, and a tough judiciary. Stop Grenada's organized business crime. It's time.
To report pre-deal larceny, call 300.
Merry Christmas and Happy Christmas Week from Southern Electrical. We're having a sale from Monday the 20th to Friday the 24th of December. We're having a sale on items in store ranging from 10 to 50% off. Happy holidays from Southern Electrical. Help us give the gift that keeps on giving by donating whatever you can at Southern Electrical between December 20th to December 31st. Team up with us and give back to the community. Stop by Southern Electrical between December 20th and December 31st and donate whatever little you can to our home gift boxes, and we will match the total at the end of the month and donate it to a selected home on island. Happy holidays from Southern Electrical.
It's 12 days of Christmas at Courts. See the good this season and enjoy all your favorites. Shop today for 80% off Christmas decorations. Get a free rug with the purchase of any dining set and save big on TVs, appliances, power tools, mattresses, furniture, and much, much more. Remember, only with Courts Ready Finance do you pay nothing until March 2022. It's 12 days of Christmas. Come celebrate with your friends at Courts. Offers valid for a limited time. Conditions apply. See online and in store for details. Courts, bringing value home.
Running low on groceries? Why not visit realvalueiga.com and experience our new online shopping platform. Place your order, then go out and enjoy your day to spend more time with friends and family. Delivery available within select locations or in-store pickup available. Sounds simple, right? It is. Stress less, live more with Real Value IGA online store, where good food begins.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year.
Ariza Credit Union wishes you a joyous and peaceful Christmas. May you and your loved ones continue to be safe as you enjoy the festive season.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year.
Ariza Credit Union, your financial freedom, your future.
We're here to make you happy, 'cause that's what we do. Spare the earth, always act when let you come first. Save energy, save our time. We choose your wattage and we choose your time. When you use appliances, make sure you buy energy efficient every time. Spare your pocket, spare the earth, always act when let you come first. Spare your pocket.
GBN leads, the others follow. This segment is brought to you by Republic Bank.
Light up this Christmas with Republic. Come on and rise and look for holidays with Republic.
Light up your Christmas Christmas with Republic Bank. Light up your home with renovation. Light up your driveway with a new vehicle. Even better, light up the faces of your loved ones with a loan from Republic Bank. Get up to $50,000 unsecured. Reduce interest rates, quick approvals, and win cash prizes with Republic Bank. Make this Christmas your brightest with Republic Bank. Special terms and conditions apply.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Welcome back to the news. The mandate of being fully vaccinated was issued for the resumption of face-to-face learning in the August-September term, and now an added layer of protection is required for the second term, which begins in January. This as St. George's University commits to a safe return in 2022, highlighting via a news release published on Thursday. Gerard Joseph has the details.
Chancellor of St. George's University, Charles Morica, says they believe booster vaccination will provide the safest environment for all when school resumes in January. Thus, SGU has issued new requirements for all students, faculty, staff, administrators, vendors, and visitors on campus to take booster shots by January 10th. Chancellor Morica points to strong evidence of the vaccine safety and effectiveness in preventing serious illness and death, noting the rising threat of the Omicron variant. The COVID-19 booster, the Chancellor says, is the best way to safeguard the health of the campus community and their families as well as Grenada at large. According to the release, students and faculty traveling out of Grenada for the holiday season are encouraged to get a booster shot at their intended destination to help preserve the government of Grenada's vaccine stock. SGU will also continue to partner with the Ministry of Health to host booster vaccination days on campus for all students, faculty, and staff in Grenada. Vice-Chancellor Dr. Richard Leibowitz notes that as SGU plan for another smooth and safe transition for students returning to in-person learning, they will maintain safety measures on campus. These include mandatory wearing of masks or coverings indoors and increased sanitization of all areas. I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
The People's Republic of China donated medical supplies to the Ministry of Health valued in excess of $700,000. Chinese ambassador to Grenada, Hui Hongshen, made the presentation.
It contains masks, protective suits, medical caps, shoe covers, nasal oxygen cannulas, and antigen rapid test kits to help Grenada in its fight against the COVID-19 pandemic. This year, COVID-19 situation in Grenada has escalated, posing threats to both people's lives and livelihood.
The supplies were received on Tuesday and is to assist with the fight against COVID-19. Minister of Health Nicholas Steele and Foreign Affairs Minister Oliver Joseph both were on hand to receive the supplies.
We're all in this together. We're all in this together, and we have made strides, and we have been successful as best as possible in fighting this pandemic because of the partnerships that we have, because of the assistance that we have. And China too has been able to be successful because of the communications, because of the cooperations, etc. You say that the drop that brings the spring rose was our gift to you, but no, the drop that brought the spring rose was your assistance from way back. You've been with us since Hurricane Ivan moving forward, and that partnership has grown from strength to strength and continues.
Minister Joseph said China continues to be a good friend to Grenada throughout the COVID-19 pandemic.
I am pleased to be here this morning to receive this gift from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the People's Republic of China. China has been a great friend of Grenada, and during this pandemic, they came to our assistance by donating a number of medical supplies. And today, this is the first batch of a series of equipment that we, protective equipment that we will receive from the People's Republic of China.
This is the 7th shipment of medical supplies received from the Chinese government since the COVID-19 pandemic. And now is that time of the night where we bring you health updates. For this week's GBN Health Edition, we share health and safety tips that you can implement during this festive season.
When you need your prescription filled or you require non-prescribed medication, supplements, or all your personal needs, visit Gittins Healthcare at locations on Wall Street, Grand Anse, Victoria Street, Glenwood, and Central Deputy Street, Wall. Gittins Healthcare aims to provide an exceptional personalized pharmacy experience. Additionally, children under 5 and adults 55 years and over will enjoy 10% discount on purchases of $20 and over on prescription medication. Stop settling for less. Visit Gittins Healthcare, where your health is our priority.
Over the Christmas period, there tends to be more temptation to overindulge, and for some, it is a time when there is increased fear around food. There will be times when you may not necessarily be able to control what food is served in front of you, and you may be tempted by what others are eating. In light of this, nutritionist Akim Williams says, be smart with your food choices during this festive season.
It's a really simple portion guide.
Right.
So here we see we have some rice and peas, if you're seeing pretty good. And then we have some beans, and then we have some other vegetables on the other side, but we have some lean protein. So one of the major encouragement that we want to encourage persons is, especially around this season, we want to encourage persons to load up on your plate with vegetables. That is a really simple and a neat way to prevent all the pitfalls that we're going to be seeing for the season.
Nutritionist Williams shared other tips for staying healthy over the Christmas party season.
So we really want to encourage persons, at least within this season, to vary your dishes. So yes, we know the usual thing is probably baked chicken. Some may do baked chicken, they may do lasagna, they may do macaroni pie, but we really want to encourage persons to kind of vary the dishes, but we want to also focus on balanced nutrition and making sure that we portion what we're doing right.
Christmas and the holidays are an exciting and busy time of the year, but with all the joys of the holiday season come potential safety hazards that can cause injury or even death. Help prevent injuries at Christmas and during the holidays by following these tips.
Moving on to the last safety tip guides, right? And this is one of the things I always mention, right? Keep all electrical appliances and tools away from water. Yeah. Sometimes a little drop, a little drop of water can cause something big. When you're dealing with your appliances around water and your tools around water, as I said, a little drop of water get into your appliances or your tools can cause a big problem.
Meanwhile, Corporal McLean of RGPF's Community Relations Department urges the Grenadian public to be cautious during this festive season.
So you need to be cautious always. You need to have a victim, an offender, and a place for a crime to take place. So you need to be cautious about all these elements when you're going about doing your shopping. Even if we're in the season of joy and so on, we need to be cautious, we need to be mindful, and we need to look out for the persons who are out there looking to commit criminal activities, criminal behaviors in our society.
For this week's health update, I am Krista Campbell reporting.
And now let's turn our attention to what has been creating a buzz on social media. Cherry and Blackman Stephen has been looking around the platforms.
We present the news. You analyze the various topics and distill the issues as they unfold. Your distillation points matter as we're about to highlight them in our Social Buzz Report.
A case that continues to hit at the heartstrings of Grenadians at home and in the diaspora. It was the topic of discussion during Monday's Beyond the Headlines program. It involves the sexual assault of a 5-year-old boy by Treverson Roberts, who pleaded guilty both in Grenada and in the United States. GBN brought you this story and you, our online audience, took to the comment section to air your views. Kevlin Lewis commented it's not about dragging the 5-year-old to court. The system here in Grenada continuously failed the children that are in most need of them. The case was a hot topic for months. Even after the judge ruled the verdict given, yet nothing was being done but fire in the crapple back. Chester came out from his hole. The whole system here is sad when it comes to protecting women and children that are being abused. Suri Bernard says that child will have a permanent scar for life, and you sitting there saying the police made a good judgment. Dahlia Payne said, I praise the U.S. system for its role in convicting him. Cassandra Banfield commented, all you need to stop that because we exposed to the world all you trying to make it look good, but we Grenadians come last. We support the wrong set of things. And finally, Michelle Ashton sums it up as sad. And that's a wrap for tonight's Buzz. Continue to share your thoughts and concerns with us on our social media platforms.
And still ahead, we look at climate-related issues that are the greatest threat we face going into 2022.
Your vehicle insurance should never break your bank. With Beacon, you can get up to 35% off your fully comprehensive car insurance and still get full protection from unexpected damages with free loss of use, windscreen cover, and special perils. When it comes to your insurance, always be sure you settle for more. Call us at 440-4447 or log on to beacon.co.tt and get a quote today.
There are those who say they care, and then there is Jediah's Pharmacy, conveniently located at the front entrance of the Brew Street Mall, right next to a Riser Credit Union. We offer premium quality products and services, and when you need us, we are there, offering you around-the-clock service, Mondays to Fridays, 7:30 to 7 p.m., Saturdays, 9 until 7 p.m., and Sundays, 10 until 2. At Jediah's Pharmacy, we show care with a beautiful smile. Call us today at 440-5342. The number again, 440-5342. Happy holidays from the management and staff of Jediah's Pharmacy.
Get vaxxed, hey, hey, vaccinated. Get vaxxed, hey, hey, get vaccinated. Vaccinated. So wear your mask up, wash your hands up, and practice social distance. This is we chance to advance. Come let we fight this COVID at once. So come on let we fall in line. We want to come back to we social life. There is vaccination island wide. So come on let we fight it to protect we and we family.
This is a message from the Grenada Red Cross and the Ministry of Health.
Looking for a professional team offering around-the-clock, private and confidential nursing, medical care, and aid services? Then look no further. Nurses Care Grenada is a fully certified, insured, and licensed healthcare facility committed to the reduction and eventual elimination of healthcare disparities affecting the nation. Our registered nurses will visit you at your home, assess your condition, and provide the required treatment under the directive of a doctor. So why worry when there's Nurses Care Grenada? Give us a call, 406-3928. Nurses Care, reliable, trusted professionals we can all depend on.
Introducing Color by Sissons. 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 Color by Sissons.
Give your
your child the advantage he or she needs with Destined to Win Tutoring and Aftercare Academy. Destined to Win caters to students at all levels of primary and secondary school, meeting students at their individual needs. We also provide an aftercare for kindergarten students. Registration is only $50 and begins on December 21st. Call Mrs. Bartholomew, a qualified educator with over 35 years experience, and secure a spot for your child today. Destined to Win is located on Tempe Main Road, St. George. Call 405-8282 for more information. Destined to Win Tutoring and Aftercare Academy. With God, failure is not an option.
What does it take to be an amazing woman? Lots of me time. Amazing women are classy, fancy, and a little sassy. It's the drink for me. Cheers! Sometimes you've got to show them who's boss. Alpha male? Nah, alpha females are more amazing. Cheers to securing the bag. We make time for ourselves, for work, friends, and we certainly make time for passion. We're simply amazing. Amazing cream liqueur for the amazing woman in you.
Welcome back. Climate-related issues are the greatest threat we face going into 2022 and onwards. Those were the words of private sector Senator Christopher Diali, who noted that while labor was the biggest risk in 2021, issues related to climate change will far surpass what was experienced this year.
And it is not waiting for 2022. It is happening as of yesterday. I think the leader of government business mentioned the issues as having with erosion of our beaches as a result of sea level rises. What is going to happen to the carnage? What is happening with bleaching, acidification of our oceans? What is it doing to fisheries? What is it doing to MPA? And what's happening in the MPA?
Senator Diali said these issues are not restricted to changes in weather, but are just as important as what is happening in the environment.
You know, Mr. President, I was reading an article recently that spoke to the parrotfish. I don't know if you know the parrotfish. You must know the parrotfish. You're from the Carnage and Green Street. Santo Domingo have a big drive now on for the protection of the parrotfish. Why? Two reasons. Reef and generation of sand. The parrotfish, as we know it now, takes away all of the fungus that grows on the reef, the algae, and in doing that, when they digest and so on, they eat a little bit of the rock, they excrete sand. You get rid of the parrotfish by overfishing or not understanding its use, and we're in trouble. I say this as an example that the education that goes along with climate change, I think, is so important and critical.
And now it's time for us to take a peek through the GBN eyesore lens.
A good eye captures all. GBN eyesore is brought to you by Clear Vision.
Life is beautiful if only you can see it. Clear Vision Eye Center helps you do just that. We provide expert service, classy eyewear, and cutting-edge technology, all with a quality customer experience. See better, feel better, and look better. Meet us today at clearvisiongrenada.com or call 444-0055, WhatsApp 409-0055, or follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Clear Vision Eye Center. Let's see life and the world with a clear vision.
For its uniquely dense texture, dark color, rich and robust taste, this is the cake that takes your breath away. This beloved rum-soaked fruit cake is highly revered and sought after during Christmas time. Our eyesore reporter says, quote, "When baking black cake, my home is fragrant with the cake's citrusy notes. It smells like Christmas is in the air," unquote. We thank our citizen journalists for this submission. Send us your photo and video submissions via WhatsApp on 405-3052 or our other social media platforms.
Stay with us. Coming up next, the weather, followed by sports and our probe around the globe.
fair at the communal. This Christmas, we are your Santa. It's all about sharing the warmth of this season with those you love. Get in on this special loan, taking advantage of great interest rates with no principal payments until January 2022. Share the gift of love. Make it a merrier Christmas with the communal. Exciting prizes for members throughout the promotion. For we are your Santa this Christmas. Offer ends January 31st, 2022. Lending terms and conditions apply.
Communion showing that we care. With gifts of love.
It's been a long and challenging year, but you know what? It's time for some real self-care. Come indulge and enjoy December Pamper Me Spa specials at Escape to Haven Health Spa by Nirvana. Imagine being pampered with a relaxing mint full body massage, $140. Relaxing aroma facial, $70. Relaxing aroma full body scrub, $100. Relaxing pedicure with a mint soap, $75. We are located at Excel Plaza, Grand Am. Call 231-6642, 418-7115 or 449-7753 to book your appointment. Opening hours are Tuesday to Sunday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Gift cards are available online at www.nirvana.gd or at our Excel Plaza, Belmont and Brew Street Mall locations. Have a pampering and relaxing Christmas and a rejuvenating new year. Escape to Haven Health Spa by Nirvana. We know real body care. This offer ends on January 9th.
You're already ill and have no time or energy to walk every which way to access your healthcare needs. So come to Spice Isle Imaging on the Carenage for a one-spot stop for all your health service needs. See our in-house doctor and get your meds from the pharmacy right on location. Digital X-ray, MRI, CT scans, mammography, ultrasound and laboratory services are also available. So for that moment when life makes demands on you, you can make demands on us. Visit us at Spice Isle Imaging, Carenage, St. George's. When you need your prescription filled or you require non-prescribed medication, supplements, or all your personal needs, visit Gittins Healthcare at locations on Wall Street, Grand Anse, Victoria Street, Granville, and Central Deputy Street, Wharf. Gittins Healthcare aims to provide an exceptional personalized pharmacy experience. Additionally, children under 5 and adults 55 years and over will enjoy 10% discount on purchases of $20 and over on prescription medication. Stop settling for less. Visit Gittins Healthcare, where your health is our priority.
Keeping an eye on the weather. This is GBN. We've got you covered.
This is the public weather forecast for the state of Grenada. Tonight's minimum temperature 23 degrees Celsius. It will be generally fair and windy with a slight increase in cloudiness at times with isolated showers. Winds will be east-northeasterly at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Seas will be moderate to slightly rough with waves 6 to 8 feet in easterly swells. A marine advisory remains in effect, so take note. Tides will be low at 1:45 in the morning. Christmas Eve, Friday. Sunrise is at 6:25 a.m. and sunset 5:50 p.m. It will be generally fair at first with cloudiness increasing during the late morning, early afternoon with a medium chance of light to moderate showers. Christmas Day, Saturday, sunrise 6:25, sunset 5:50. Weather will be mostly fair at first as cloudiness increases during the afternoon with possible light to moderate showers, which can become more frequent during the night. And then on Sunday, which is Boxing Day, sunrise and sunset 6:25 a.m. and 5:51 p.m. respectively. It will be partly cloudy with occasional isolated light showers. And that's the weather report and forecast valid for tonight and the next 3 days. Stay tuned. Sports is next. evening, sporting fans. Let's bowl off with cricket. Ian Morgan will lead a 16-strong T20 international squad in England's tour of the West Indies. The 5-match series takes place in Barbados from January 22nd to the 30th, with the first match scheduled for 4 days after the final Ashes, which is due to end. Therefore, none of England's Ashes squad have been considered for selection, while Paul Collingwood will stand in for Chris Silverwood as coach. Morgan's squad still includes 11 players who traveled to the T20 World Cup, with England reaching the semi-finals, only to lose to New Zealand. 2 uncapped players, George Garton and David Payne, were also named. Tom Banton and Saqib Mahmood are the other players to have been called up who were not involved in the United Arab Emirates and Oman. The series marks the continuation of England's preparations for the 2022 T20 World Cup, which will be held in Australia. Jamaica's Sports Minister Olivia Granger has lauded Sarah Misser, who created history recently by becoming the first Jamaican to compete in the Formula Women competition. The Formula Women competition is for women drivers worldwide to compete for 2 spots in the GT Great Britain Series racing with the McLaren DTM team. Drivers are selected from 10,000 applicants, and the top 800 proceed to an in-person assessment both on and off the track. The women are tested on their driving abilities, fitness level, and public relations skills. After the last assessment in Scotland at Knockhill Racing Circuit, Sarah was chosen from 800 women to be among the top 50 to move to the next assessment, which will take place on March 2nd and 3rd, 2022. From this 50, the top 4 will be selected to race with the McLaren GT team in 2022. And finally, they have admitted that they could bring COVID-19 cases or small clusters of infections, as a large number of overseas personnel will gather, causing a very high risk of transmission. That's according to an official at the State Council's press conference on Thursday, the Deputy Director of Epidemic Prevention and Control Office of Beijing Winter Olympic Committee. He said China is fully prepared for possible infections inside the Games bubble. He added that COVID-19 infected staff and athletes will not be able to compete or work and will be sent to a designated hospital or isolation facility depending on whether the patient has symptoms or not. Symptomatic patients will be discharged after their body temperature returns to normal, respiratory systems disappear, lung inflammation is absorbed, and they have presented 2 consecutive COVID-19 tests within 24 hours. And that's a look at sports. Regional and international news are up next. Tonight's One Caribbean hookup begins in Jamaica, where hospitals are bracing for the 4th wave of COVID-19. This comes just 4 months after being strained by a spike of COVID-19 patients in the summer. But as they brace, they are also pleading with residents to obey the rules to prevent hospitalizations and deaths.
During the COVID spike in August and September, 8 hospitals, including the Port Maria Hospital in St. Mary, were listed as being in the red zone. This as some had passed their full bed capacity due to COVID patients. With the threat of a 4th wave driven by the Omicron variant, these hospitals are again bracing for the worst.
We learned from the last surge with the issue of oxygen, and we have made and put in place already plans to deal with additional supplies of oxygen.
Senior Medical Officer at the Port Maria Hospital, Dr. Sidney Powell, explained to TVJ News that every effort is being made to secure the necessary equipment and supplies as patient load is expected to increase after the holiday season. As a Type C facility, Port Maria Hospital is a holding area for positive COVID-19 patients until a tertiary healthcare facility is available to accept them. That increases the likelihood of overcrowding.
Looking back at our maximum surge, counting the numbers, how much oxygen we would utilize, and therefore backtracking with that, with the daily PPE usage rate, and therefore coming up now with a figure for a surge.
The new Omicron variant, coupled with relaxed curfew hours for the festive season, make a deadly fourth wave seem imminent. But while hospitals may be preparing, Dr. Powell says preventing the spread of COVID-19 is the real solution. It's why the healthcare workers are again pleading with residents to obey the COVID prevention measures. Additionally, he's repeating the call for persons who have not been vaccinated to do so, as the jab lowers the probability of being hospitalized if one is exposed to the virus.
Meanwhile, 13 million residents have been ordered to stay home to contain a fast-spreading Delta variant outbreak in northern China. This comes after more than 200 COVID-19 infections were recorded since the beginning of this month. The country is on high alert as it gears up to host the Winter Olympics in February. Let's get the details in this report.
Chinese authorities have imposed their most severe lockdown in almost a year. 13 million people living in the northern city of Xi'an have been ordered to stay home from midnight on Thursday. Only one member of each household is allowed out to get food every 2 days, and only certified essential workers can head out for work. The measures prompted crowds to rush to grocery stores and markets earlier this week. More than 200 cases have been reported in the city since the beginning of the month. The outbreak of the Delta variant began with just 9 people and quickly spread. Hundreds of thousands of tourists flock to Xi'an, a former capital and historic hub, to see the terracotta warriors every year. Now, almost all transport in and out of the area has been cancelled. Residents must apply for special permission to leave the city. Authorities are currently conducting their third round of mass testing.
So far, no cases of the Omicron variant have been locally transmitted in China, but officials here are on high alert. The Beijing Winter Olympics opens in February, and Chinese leaders have promised a safe and secure games where spectators will be able to attend.
Overseas spectators, however, won't be attending. China has maintained its zero-tolerance approach to the virus, and borders have been closed since March last year. More than 80% of the country's population have received 2 doses of coronavirus vaccines. Officials are now encouraging people to get a third shot. But some studies have found that Chinese vaccines have lower efficacy and protection rates against the Omicron strain. Beijing has not approved the use of some other vaccines, such as Pfizer or AstraZeneca. Katrina Yu, Al Jazeera, Beijing.
And finally, over in Malaysia, the death toll from the worst floods in years has risen to 27 as the Weather Bureau warned of continued thunderstorms and heavy rains in southern and eastern parts of the country. The Bernama News Agency said on Wednesday that 20 of the deaths were recorded in Selangor State, which encircles Malaysia's capital. 7 deaths were also recorded in the eastern state of Pahang. Let's get more in this report.
Still underwater after 4 days, Pahang State in central peninsular Malaysia is the worst affected. Buildings and vehicles submerged. The 2 main highways still not accessible in some parts. Officials have warned that water levels in several major rivers remain dangerously high. Across the country, search and rescue efforts continue. The military, emergency personnel, and volunteers pitch in to distribute aid and carry people to safety. Some had been trapped for days. Many say these are the worst floods they've experienced. A local aid organization estimates families may need up to $2,500 each for home repairs and to replace furniture and appliances. Business owners too are suffering, unsure of when they'll be able to reopen. The Prime Minister has acknowledged weaknesses in the government's response, but said the responsibility should be shouldered by the state governments as well.
That's unlikely to allay public anger. Questions are now being asked about the government's lack of flood preparedness, especially during the monsoon season. Opposition politicians say there needs to be an inquiry to examine what went wrong and to improve the country's readiness to face future disasters.
The monsoon season is expected to last through to February, with the potential for yet more rain and floods. Florence Louis, Al Jazeera, Kuala Lumpur.
And that's regional and international news. A recap of the headlines is up next. And now let's look back at what made news tonight. 5 charges slapped on driver recorded fleeing the scene of an accident. Marketing and National Importing Board Chief Executive Officer denies reports that the statutory body issued bounced checks to farmers. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell says he will support any government that moves to cut ties with the British monarchy and become a republic. He will also deliver a national address right after tonight's newscast. In regional developments, Jamaica hospitals bracing for 4th COVID-19 wave. And internationally, death toll from Malaysia's worst floods in years rises to 27. In sports, England confirms 16-man T20 squad for West Indies tour. That's the end of GBN News for today, Thursday, December 23rd, 2021. If you missed any part of this newscast, a repeat of it will be broadcast at 10 o'clock tonight. Continue to follow us online at www.gbn.gd or on GBN Television Facebook page and YouTube channel for these and other top stories. I am Blossom Alexis-Welsh on behalf of the entire news team. Enjoy the rest of your night and stay tuned for the Prime Minister's national address.